Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm joined today by a bunch of people and today we are starting a very exciting new project for the Horus Heresy. For the next 6-ish months, all the people here and a few others who couldn't join us today, probably all making Legion armies I think for the Horus Heresy. If you want to follow along with this project at home, I will put a link down in the description of this video where you can get a copy of the rough rules that we're using. Each month is going to have a sort of theme and it might be worth painting some things to follow that theme. If you do and you get involved, please do tag me on social media and I will engage with anything that the community makes. Great, so we're going to go around the table. Spencer, what is your hobby project for this? And yeah, explain your Legion choice, please.
So I wasn't sure which Legion to do, and I think I've only just about decided that I am going to do Sons of Horus, because I've been doing all the videos for each Legion, and every time I do a video, I'm like, oh, I'm not really sure about this Legion. Do the video, and it's like, oh, that was really fun to paint. I quite fancy painting an army of these now, and it's happened for all 10 of the videos I've done so far. So it was a bit kind of, I wasn't sure, but I kept coming back to Sons of Horus. So I just really enjoyed the scheme. They're obviously great in all the Black Library books. They've got some really cool, unique models that they're just there and they're really, really cool. Because I've never played Heresy before, I haven't really played much 40k either. So I'm going to be a bit sort of playing it by ear. Once the box comes out, decide on what force to make and go from there. But basically all on the new box coming out, and then pick up some of the special weapons boxes and heavy weapons boxes. Play it by ear and see how it goes.
Yeah, I feel like you will absolutely be well placed doing Sons of Horus. It feels a bit like it's like doing Ultramarines with 40k. Like they'll get everything, you know, they'll get the new things first, they'll get new models first, they'll be involved in all of the stories and all of the updates. I think it'll be a really good first army for a lot of people, will be Sons of Horus. You've done a video already on your Sons of Horus scheme. Are you going to be sticking to that scheme or any changes?
Maybe a few small adjustments here and there, but mostly going to be the same thing. So it'll be like the sea green with the rust and all the grime. Probably similar base. I might change the base up a bit, but I just really love making these really muddy bases with barbed wire and bricks. It's just a really, really fun scheme to paint, and they're pretty quick as well. So obviously going through the whole box, keeping up with the project is going to be fairly easy. I think that's one of the main reasons is it is a scheme that I feel like I can paint a whole army of. I won't get bored of it.
The other thing with Sons of Horus, which is really cool, is that it's a bit like Dark Angels in 40k, where they have a couple of other alternative schemes that you can use for force. I think a lot of Legions have these, but obviously Sons of Horus have the Terminators and stuff, which are in black and red.
Yes.
So if you do get tired, you can sort of pivot and you can do those. You can do the, or you could pivot again and paint them all white and do Lunar Wolves. You've got a really good. You've got a really good colour scheme and things set up. That's amazing.
I'm just going to sort of keep going along with it, see how it compares to everyone else, keep chatting with you lot, and yeah, hopefully have an army to play in December.
Zoe, if that's okay, introducing your project and what you're going to be working on for this Horus Heresy Taylor Gamers.
Hey.
Next on my screen is Quinn. Quinn, would you like to explain your idea, your project, and let us know anything cool that you're doing?
Well, I already have about a 2,000 points Heresy collection for Iron Hands, and I've had designs on Shattered Legions for quite a while. And given there are a whole 40 Mark 6 Marines coming in the new box, Raven Guard seemed like the obvious answer. So it seems like a good excuse to make a start with them. I'm primarily going to be working with plastic as much as I can. Because when they were out, I managed to pick up the Betrayal at Chaos and Burning of Prospero boxes. So I've got a lot of kit bashing planned with the Mark 4s from those. And with Raven Guard being able to kind of sneak around, it's going to be a very infantry-heavy force. Since I made that decision, I have been very kindly gifted a couple of the Resin Forge World Iron Hands kits. So I might also be doing a small Iron Hands allied detachment to go alongside them, which will give me a bit of variety. But yeah, it's going to be lots and lots of painting, rank and file, Raven Guard for me, and hoping that we'll get some plastic speeders and jet bikes and things like that.
much stuff in it. But yeah, that sounds amazing. So are you planning to like mix armor types and stuff to represent the more sort of destroyed legions?
Definitely. Like that's part of the fun of building them for me is trying to make them look a bit banged up and like emphasize the idea of having to scrounge war gear and use kind of reserve material, which gives me an excuse to kind of port across a few of the 40k kits that work in their setting. So I've got a couple of rhinos that I'm going to strip and use. I have to admit, after having painted my Iron Hands and then switching over to Raven Guard, I might cave at some point and desperately need to paint some actual bright colours and just do a squad of salamanders somewhere in between. But for the time being, I'm going to be focusing on Raven Guard.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I love the Raven Guard. I think I've said this to everyone's Legion, but they're one of my favourite legions. When I was first into the Heresy, way back when books, I guess 1, 2, and 3 were coming out, I did Raven Guard then, and very resonate a lot with the story of Corvus Corax. Yeah, amazing. These projects, everyone's projects sound incredible. I'm so glad that I get to share them with you guys as you are building up. Thank you so much for sharing that, Quinn. Next we have Josh. Josh, can you please explain to us your Heresy project and your Legion, please?
Yeah, of course. Hello. So, my Heresy project is going to be Blood Angels, and this is completely took me aside. I used to collect word bearers for the Horus Heresy. I've been like collecting and playing it when I can for several years, but this new project, the Blood Angels, is kind of unique because it wasn't actually started or wasn't inspired by a Blood Angel model. It was inspired by the model Kabanda, the demon general of Cygnus. And I was absolutely blown away with the Kabanda model. Like seeing that at the Horus Heresy Open Day and being fortunate enough to get my hands on one. The original plan was I'm just going to roll that into my word bearers, new edition. Let's just carry on with the good book, let's carry on with the word of Lorgar. But upon examining that model and seeing the details, the basing, there is like crushed Blood Angel Leviathans under his feet. But the real thing was the feathers that were like falling and surrounding the model, and these plucked angel feathers that were all on the base. And I was like, man, Cygnus Prime was awesome, wasn't it? So my plan is actually to do a legion of Blood Angels. They're going to be based on Cygnus Prime, and they're going to be separated. They're going to be like a very like guerrilla force. So they're gonna use what they've got. Their kit might not be like in the best condition, and then my plan from like a hobby perspective is that's going to help me like kind of work through. Okay, well, so we'll get the infantry that have survived. We'll get like the some armor that they might have, and then at the end, when it comes to I've got all this done, I can treat myself with the arrival of my Primarch, and then we can maybe field Sanguinius like in the collection later down the line. It's like the Angels tiers, which they're like units that only take to the field at the behest of Sanguinius. So it's like we're gonna have this kind of all hope might be lost, kind of small faction of Blood Angels, and hopefully then the winged saviors coming in later. That's also hopefully going to coincide with, I don't know, I'd love to see some plastic like jump packs or plastic jump infantry. So that's the plan. We're going to see how the Horus Heresy kind of game flourishes in these like opening steps. But for now, that's going to give me plenty to work with.
That sounds amazing. Yeah. So that is based on the book. What's the book called? Fear to Tread?
Fear to Tread, yeah.
And that is a great story, and Blood Angels are really cool. Is there, by any chance, a place to put the Sanguinius model on the Kabanda base? Because that would be cool.
Ooh. Now that would be very, very cool. Now I'm definitely going to try and work something out, like some kind of, whether it's either a diorama or I'm just going to like paint them and get some really cool photos. I'm just like, it really grabbed me, really immersed in in the story that's told through the sculpting. And yeah, we'll see for that. Like we'll hold that thought. Give me 6 months to maybe figure out how I'm going to do that.
Yeah, well, it's a big deal. You know, it's a Primarch plus a huge model in putting them together is a big deal. Yeah, so your color scheme, as you say, is going to be just really dirty and beaten up and salvagey equipment and stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna try and see like what stories we can tell with the painting, or with like the choices of like the choice of units, the choice of armor.
We've got a lot of grimy Marines coming in here. I think everyone's doing beaten up and grimy. Yeah, thank you so much everyone for explaining your project. I guess I should tell you about mine. My Legion of choice is going to be the Dark Angels, the First Legion, the best boys. And specifically, I am going to be doing Deathwing. So if you're not aware, 40k, there are obviously sort of 3 wings of the Dark Angels: Deathwing, Ravenwing, and unofficially called Greenwing, which is just everyone else, right? In the Horus Heresy, there are 6 wings of Dark Angels, which are the Deathwing and Ravenwing still exist and are largely the same. But then there's also 4 more, which are the Stormwing, the Iron Wing, the Dreadwing, and the Firewing, I think is the last one. Don't quote me on that. And they all do different things. The Dark Angels are sort of prototype legion force for all sorts of other more specialized legions. So they can kind of do it all, and they can kind of do it all the best. My guys are going to be based on Deathwing, so we're looking at loads of Terminators, loads of Veterans. I really want most of my models to be mounted up in transports, so we can sort of just roll along the table. There's a scene in one of the Black Library books, which I think is actually the Dreadwing. I think it might be in Angels of Caliban, where they unleash the Dreadwing. Imagery is very evocative of just a bunch of guys rolling onto the battlefield in Land Raiders, in Spartans, in Rhinos, not stopping for anything, carrying on, and just destroying the enemy. So I'm going to do that. Got the Lion here, thanks to Josh for sending him to me. And he is going to be the leader of my force. And I've got the 40k Deathwing Terminators that I'm going to steal the robes and the hoods and stuff from to add to my Cataphracti and Tartarus Terminators. I'm really excited. I love Dark Angels. I love the Heresy. As I said, waited best part of a decade for the Dark Angels to get their rules, and by the time they did, I wasn't really playing the game, unfortunately. So the fact that it's now resurgent is just amazing for me, and I'm really looking forward to doing this project.
Fans of a Horus Heresy and viewers of A Tale of Gamers, hello, it is I, Leaky Cheese, the owner of the famous Hands of Building and Gesturing. So, Annie has kindly asked me if I'd like to join in the Heresy project that she's featuring on the channel, building a new army in line with the release of the plastic range for the Horus Heresy, so the Age of Darkness box set. As you are probably unsurprised, I am enthusiastically in on this, and I thought I'd just have a couple of minutes to share with you what my project is going to be with the new plastic range. And I am going with the War Master Zone. That's right, Lupercal for the War Master. I'm going to make the Sons of Horus. So over the last few weeks I've been acquiring and preparing some of the first models, and they're kind of like part way done. Here we've got 10 Justerian Terminators. That's going to be part of my hard-hitting Core Elite Infantry. A Sons of Horus Contemptor Dreadnought, which I will be outfitting with some spare plastic arms from the Age of Darkness box set. Pulls that thought one moment. We have the Cataphracti Praetor that Forge World released last year. Lovely model. That was one of the things that pulled me into the Sons of Horus originally. And I thought I'd share this little chap here, which is a little bit of a conversion I've done. So this is the Warhammer World and event only Terminator Praetor in Cataphracti armour. And this chap is armed with a Combi Volkite. And I've done a bit of converting to give him a chthonic flavour. And 2 things to this. Firstly, we have this weapon. So this is a chthonic power axe. Very cool in the new rules. And I also did a head swap to add to the menace, shall we say. And this head is taken from the Reaver miniatures, the Reaver squad. And I thought that really fitted this particular model well. So yes, I've put him together. So that's kind of like a bit of what I've been doing. In terms of the plastic miniatures, well, I'm going to buy 2 of the Age of Darkness box sets, because I'm going to have a massive lump of beakies in this army. So, I'm from the Rogue Trader days, RTB01, so 35 years later, I'm so pleased to see another re-imaged Mark 6 squad. My core of the army will be around that. I'll then have the Cataphracti, I'll have 10 Reavers, I'll have this Contemptor Dreadnought to go with 2 plastic Contemptors that come in the kit. I've got a Horus model, because for the Warmaster, I really like the Horus miniature. And I will also be adding a Kratos, because why not? And maybe one of those new plastic rhinos. There are so many wonderful models to buy. So my general theme for this army is lots and lots of Mark 6 Marines. So big, heavy infantry force, which I think is quite Sons of Horus in style. Backed up with a couple of elite units, hard-hitting ones like the Justerian and the Reavers, and a few heroes, or should we say villains, to lead them. So yeah, it's going to be a fun project. Hope you'll enjoy me sharing this as it develops over the coming months. Cheers.
So thank you all so much for doing this intro video. Our first month's theme, if you're following along at home, is leaders, and so by the end of June, hopefully everyone will have maybe a leader, maybe 2, maybe just something like a command squad or something. Like, it doesn't need to be a leader, just that's the theme that we're aiming for month 1, and we will reassemble at the end of June, start of July, to show off what we've made, and to talk about month 2. So thank you so much for watching, and we will all see you, hopefully, and some more other people who unfortunately couldn't be here today. We'll see you in the next video.
See you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.